Today I'm making chicken soup, and to start it I have stripped all the meat off leftover rotisserie chicken and set that aside, and put the bones in the pot along with a couple sticks of celery, an onion, and a couple carrots. I put half a bay leaf in there and some roughly cracked peppercorn, and I'm gonna just let this simmer for a couple hours. So the chicken that you have setting aside, you definitely want to cover that, maybe even refrigerate it, because we really want all the flavor to come from the carcass of the chicken and the bones. And I left some of the skin on the wings and stuff because that just doesn't feel right in the soup when you're eating it. It's kind of crunchy, and so I let that boil for the flavor, but I don't want it in my finished product. I'll come back later for the next. And by simmer, what I mean is kind of a low medium boil. I've got this on medium heat. You definitely don't want it over boiling, but you want a small rolling boil for the couple hours. If you have to add water, if it starts evaporating too fast, I've sometimes had to have done that too. So yeah, I just let this go like this for a good amount of time, 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever you have the patience for. A couple times during this process, what you want to try to do is kind of skim off some of that froth that develops, and try to get as much as you can. If you don't, your broth will end up a little bit cloudy, and I like my broth to be clear. So try that. You don't have to do this step, but it's something to consider. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't have the patience for it. Okay, so I have double strained the broth. I strained it with a colander, and then I strained it with a fine mesh. And now I have all the actual vegetables that are going to be in the soup. I'm going to add them and cook them about halfway. You want to try to get all the vegetables about the same size. I know that's kind of hard, but do what you can. Some of the celery stalks I had to cut in half so that it wouldn't be too big. And once these are cooked about halfway or so, I'm gonna add the chicken. And okay, they've been cooking for about 15-20 minutes or so, and they are just a little bit crisp. I'm gonna go ahead and add the chicken. I like it a little bit coarse. I like big pieces of chicken and small pieces of vegetable. That's just the way I like it. At this point, we're pretty much done. If I had some fresh parsley, I'd add it here now. Also, if you had noodles, homemade noodles, or some rice, you could add that here now. But I'm trying to stay away from carbs and gluten, so I'm just gonna do the chicken and vegetables today. And I'm using a little dried parsley. But there it is, homemade chicken soup. probably the best you'll ever have. And I always add just a small dab of chicken stock. I wouldn't use bouillon, but if you got a chicken stock that's the primary ingredient is chicken, that always gives just a little extra salt and flavor to it. If you don't have that, you can use a little Swanson's or just a little bit of salt if you have nothing else. Thanks for watching. So I always freeze a few portions of the soup. What I do is, as soon as I put the chicken in and the vegetables are about 50%, I portion out a few of the servings that I want to freeze, and I put them in these containers, let them cool, and then I freeze them, and then they're ready to go. You drop them into the a pan of some sort, put a cover on them, and just simmer them for like 20-25 minutes till it's all thawed, and the vegetables are not mushy. They're actually kind of just perfect. And that's what I do to make sure nothing goes to waste.